Welcome to the City of Port Washington Common Council meeting for Tuesday, September 10th, 2025. I think most of the council is here. Mr. Newmeyer may be here. So we have 6 of 7 council persons here. Please join with me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, that takes us into the consent agenda. I'm looking for a motion for the approval of the previous meeting's minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or concerns on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? I dropped in old habits there. Prior to that, we were supposed to have public comments. So I'm sorry for that. Is there anyone willing to make public comment or appearance? Which is a reminder that you have up to 3 minutes to speak to the council. Any public comments or appearances? Any public comments or appearances? Okay. Seeing none, that's going to drop us down into mayor's business. So the first part of the mayor's business tonight is a proclamation for the Senior Center Month in the City of Port Washington. And congratulations to the city once again for that. I think I have that here. I do not. I will get that proclamation. But we have a proclamation for you proclaiming Senior Citizen Month in the City of Port Washington and National Hispanic and Latino Heritage Month. 2 things that are both important for the City of Port Washington, especially our seniors and our senior center, as tonight we also have a Commission on Aging presentation and charter. So I will get those for you, as well as the Hispanic and Latino Heritage Month. Under Mayor's updates, I just wanted to say thank you. Mel's Charities and the car show that we had out on the Coal Dock last weekend, that was amazing. Well over $4 million worth of vehicles out there, if you didn't get a chance to go see them. I think it's the only car show in the state of Wisconsin where you can see a 1982 fully restored Honda Civic next to a 1938 Rolls-Royce Phantom. And one's worth $1 million and one's worth $35,000, which who knew a Honda Civic could even get that value? But there's everything in between there, and it was a really cool thing for the City of Port Washington, so I appreciated that. I also wanted to thank Main Street Association. This weekend we celebrated Paint on Port, and that was a really great opportunity for the City of Port Washington, again, to celebrate the closing of a 3-year project where we now have dozens of murals and paintings throughout the City of Port Washington. Really appreciate Eileen's leadership along with Main Streets in doing that. And we're far from finished, but the grant is completed, and there's still passion for art in the city. And looking forward to the next stage of beginning our journey with sculptures. And then finally, I also want to thank the Kiwanis for their work in putting together the Venetian night, as well as the fun cardboard race we had on Sunday afternoon. 7 middle schoolers participated in that, and one of their boats made it through the entire piece, but there's nothing better than hearing the Titanic soundtrack playing while young people are paddling and their boat is sinking. So that was a ton of fun. So the next one is a consideration and possible action on a resolution declaring a state of emergency for the City of Port Washington. And I'm going to read the resolution, and then I'm going to ask for council's consideration to approve that. This is a step in supporting the city and reclaiming both funds and support from the state and federal levels. So whereas on August 9th, 2025 and August 10th, 2025, a disaster, namely flooding, occurred in the City of Port Washington, and whereas because of such emergency conditions, the City Common Council was unable to meet with promptness, and the city mayor, pursuant to Section 166.23, Section 3, Wisconsin State Statutes, issued a state of emergency exercising all of the emergency powers conferred upon the City Common Council under Section 166 Wisconsin Statutes. And whereas the disaster has caused the city to commit all of its available resources, and whereas the city's asking for state, federal, and county assistance and request Ozaukee County to advise the state of Wisconsin of our emergency conditions. Now, therefore, be it resolved pursuant to Section 323-11 and 323-14, subsection 4, Wisconsin statutes, the Common Council of the City of Port Washington hereby declares that a state of emergency now exists within the City of Port Washington, signed on August 11th, 2025 by the Mayor, Theodore Knightsky. Is there anyone willing to adopt this resolution? I'd be looking for a motion.
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Any questions or concerns on the resolution or the motion? All right, seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. All right, last order of business, some fun here. Tom Charbonneau, if you wanted to pop up here with your team and your employees. Tonight, we're going to congratulate Charbonneau Jewelers on 3 generations of leadership and support in the city of Port Washington, and congratulate you on your 75th anniversary, to which I'm going to read your proclamation here on behalf of myself and the council. Whereas in 1950, an established jeweler named Harold Charbonneau moved from Waupun, Wisconsin to Port Washington and opened his first jewelry store, Charbonneau Jewelers, on the west side of Franklin Street. And whereas in 1954, Harold moved to the current location at 216 North Franklin Street. And whereas after serving our country in the Army during the Korean conflict, Harold's son Gordon attended Bradley University, earning his degree in watchmaking, becoming the second generation of Charbonneau Jewelers in Port Washington. And whereas father and son worked together for decades, building a strong reputation for customer service, quality, and community engagement. And whereas in 1974, Gordon purchased the store from his father, Harold. And whereas by the mid-1970s, the third generation began working at the store when Tom started learning the trade after his school days ended at St. Mary's and earning a nickel for his work cleaning cases. And whereas in 1984, current owner Tom Charbonneau began working at the store full-time after graduating with a watchmaking and jewelry repair degree from the Milwaukee Area Technical College. And in 2016, he purchased the business, becoming the third generation of ownership in Port Washington. And whereas Charbonneau Jewelers has served thousands of customers and is a destination for our region, having over 4,200 customers just last year in 2024. And now, therefore, be resolved that I, Theodore Knightsky, Mayor of the City of Port Washington, and a customer and admirer of Charbonneau Jewelers, present this proclamation of recognition with great enthusiasm to Tom Charbonneau, his family, his current and past employees, and recognize Charbonneau Jewelers' contributions to the citizens of Port Washington. I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Port Washington to be affixed this second day of September 2025. Tom, congratulations and thank you for your commitment to our city.
Thank you very much. It's an honor.
Anything you want to add?
You did. You summed it up real good.
Yeah. Well, in all seriousness, I mean, I tell stories, and one of the things that I loved was in 1995, I walked into Tom's store and said that I wanted to get an engagement ring for my girlfriend, but I didn't have any money. And I was like, I know she wants a square diamond, and I was in college and broke on the city council. And I asked Tom, like, how can I do that? And he was very graceful to me, and he said, well, you pay a little bit per month, and then we'll get to a point where you can take the ring and you can pay me when it's all over. And I did. I came in every month with a little check or some cash, whatever I had in my pockets or sitting in the ashtray of my Ford Escort. And it was very cool because 2/3 through, I owed $1,000 on the ring, and my grandmother passed me away and left me the money to make sure I could pay for that wedding ring and marry my wife. So nice. Your grace and the commitments, the things you do for people in the community are fantastic. And just your lifetime, and just imagine you going down the hills of St. Mary's, getting that nickel, and then going right back up the hill to Burmish's to get some Tootsie Rolls and a Dr. Pepper.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But seriously, Tom, in all seriousness, you guys are a phenomenal business. You have got a great storefront. You always invest in your place, and people love coming and going from your store. So thank you so much for your commitment to Port, being a great business.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
You guys want to get in there? We'll go right.
We'll do one and one. Okay.
I'll send them.
Wedding rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks
We'll see you
again.
guys later. Thank you for coming down.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Thank you for your grace on that. And then that moves us into officer and staff reports. At this time, we've got a Commission of Aging presentation and charter discussion. Roll call is now complete. No worries. We had organized a prayer chain and we also have,
He's got his heart
yes.
cover.
Mr. Gasper organized a tater tot casserole rotation in case something had happened, so. The floor is yours, Diane. Yes.
Just going to say, boy, that's hard to top right there. Thank you very much. My name is Diane Chalinsky, and I am the proud director of the Port Washington Adult Community Senior Center. I joined the center last year, September 25th, 2024. It's been quite an amazing journey so far. A little bit about me. I have a degree in voc rehab from UW-Stout. I have provided 30 years of experience in leadership roles to both vocational rehabilitation and senior center settings, as well as 10 years when I owned a small business in the village of Greendale. I totally love the city of Port Washington, the surrounding areas, and hopefully will be making it my hometown soon, because that drive from Milwaukee every day is getting old. But anyway, it will be happening soon. So enough about me. Tonight I want to focus on the happenings of the Senior Center, our accomplishments, and the Commission on Aging Charter. And as we look ahead to the year 2026. As you know, September is National Senior Center Month. And in the United States, there are over 10,000 senior centers. These senior centers play a vital role in the lives of those 55 or better as they navigate the aging process. We know that not all of us age at the same rate, and you might ask yourself, well, why would that be? And studies have shown the benefits of staying physically and mentally active, the importance of socialization, the value of learning new skills, picking up a hobby or two, the benefits of technology, reading, travel, and the list goes on. Simply put, age is just a number, and we help folks to live their best life independent and active and avoiding the negative impact that sometimes goes along with social isolation or being sedentary. In considering the above, when I started at the center, I brought with me the 7 dimensions of wellness, those things are from the International Council of Active Aging, as a foundation that we could build our programming around. Those 7 areas include physical, intellectual, environmental, social, spiritual, vocational/volunteering, and emotional. Having those 7 areas have helped to build activities, classes, events, screening, presentations, and hopefully offering something for everyone. My motto is, if we don't currently offer it and there's an interest, what can we do to make it happen? And that's how we have some of our new offerings. The things that are working in the past, maybe we should keep those. And if they're not working, let's look ahead to the future and create something different. I guess that's kind of been what I've looked at my first year, doing a lot of listening and learning, believing in being proactive, not reactive. With that, I wanted to mention that we have a 2025 center survey. Some of you may have heard about it. The last survey that was done was in 2023. At that time, 333 surveys were completed. So our goal, of course, will be to beat that and have 334 surveys completed. It looks like we're kind of on our way there. I think we're maybe halfway towards meeting that goal. The information about how to take the center survey is on the city website, the center website, Facebook page. We have it posted in many local businesses throughout our city and other surrounding cities. And we would like to encourage everyone to take the time to complete the survey, as we feel that it will provide great insight into how we're doing and what we can do in terms of growing the center and offering new opportunities. I'd now like to highlight some of the happenings at this center, and some of the changes and some of the things that are forthcoming. One of the changes that has happened this year has been regarding our center newsletter. I have distributed a copy of the September newsletter that just came out. We have made some changes regarding the format of the newsletter during the past year. It's been very well received. We have also started having the newsletter printed with LPI. July was the first newsletter that they printed. We can have up to 750 newsletters printed by them at no cost to us. Previously, we were printing the 20-page newsletter, about 400 color copies per month at the center. So you can imagine the cost savings to us by making that change. We're also doing more in terms of expanding our distribution and who can receive the newsletter. It used to just be primarily mailed to individuals who were on the center mailing list, who were primarily center members. We now distribute it to over 25 local places in our community where people can pick up a copy. Oftentimes, volunteers drop off those newsletters at some of the assisted living places, local businesses, the Aging and Disability Resource Center, City Hall, the library, a variety of locations. The newsletter is available online. It is emailed to folks who would like to be on our email list. And we would really like folks, that we used to mail it to pick it up at this center. One might think, was it just about saving money? But it really wasn't. It was really about having folks come to this center to be more engaged. And we found that by people coming in, they see old friends and they think like, oh, I kind of miss this place, And so it's kind of been a win-win the way that we've made that change. Another area I wanted to mention is the center building. In the past year, a considerable amount of work has been done on making the center a more welcoming and friendly environment and place for our members and visitors to be. We have spent a considerable amount of time cleaning and organizing, turning the building into a friendly and inviting space for all. We've had great volunteer support. The Commission on Aging has been very important in that process, literally rolling up their shirt sleeves and hauling loads of stuff out to dumpsters. So they have been a huge help, as well as other volunteers. In the past 6 months, we have removed 4 dumpsters from the center. Many carloads of items have been donated to local charities and have found new homes at places like Goodwill, St. Vincent de Paul, or Happy Times in Sheboygan. Usable items have been used for things like bingo and center events as giveaways. No one knew all that stuff was hiding in closets, so it's been a good thing. We've evaluated the spaces that we do have at this center to make the very best use out of every place that is available. It's not a huge building with a lot of people in. It can be a little bit of a shuffling game of, we've got this group here and this group here, and how can we make it all happen? But three main spaces that have been created this year. One is a technology area. We really didn't have a designated technology area previously. So on the lower level, we now have two computers that were brought to us from City Hall, no longer being used. They're very new to us. Ours were over 20 years old. So to us, they seem brand new, even though they're not. We have a special area, and we have two volunteers who are center members who have IT backgrounds who are going to start working one-on-one with folks for computer support. So it's not only a new area, excuse me, it's a new opportunity for folks to learn some skills. Many of our individuals are a little bit apprehensive about using a computer. So just a friendly face to offer them some support will be a great thing. Another area that we created was a fitness center. Our fitness center was rather a combination of a storage area, a piano room, a fitness center, and a variety of other things. It's now truly a fitness center with just fitness equipment in it. And it is cleaned and organized, and we have donated equipment in addition to the equipment that was already there. So we truly have a designated fitness area with available use being our entire day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 4. And we're seeing a higher interest in using the fitness center, which is exactly what we hoped it would do. We also have a dedicated music area now, so the piano that was previously in the fitness center is now on the upper level. And so we've created this area that is our senior singers, as well as piano lessons being offered there. So it's very nice to have that as a dedicated space. In addition, I wanted to mention a little bit about increased in-center membership. We're seeking ways to connect with folks in the community who are 55 and better. This involves providing center tours, increasing our outreach. And in 2025 so far, we have welcomed 90 new members to the center. In addition, we've welcomed many of our former members back to the senior center. So it's wonderful to be able to connect new friends, old friends, and have a place for them all to belong. Another area I wanted to mention is community partnerships. I believe strongly that the senior center is a vital part of our community and have sought out ways to make connections and expand on some of our past partnerships. One of the recent highlights was to partner with the Community Mural Project, as you had mentioned. This was on the center of the Chocolate Chisel building, and we had the opportunity to bring a section of that inside of the senior center so folks could gather. We had a week where Wendy Brom came in and worked with our individuals inside, which was wonderful. They weren't climbing on scaffolding or doing anything crazy. And it was a totally wonderful project to be part of. And that now we'll be able to see that piece of art that they created on the chisel forever. In January, we were part of intergenerational bingo at St. John's the 23rd. It was very fun to bring seniors and the students and the staff together to play bingo. And I must say, the seniors did not win one game. The students beat us. It was crazy. We thought we'd go in there like, we're the seniors, we're gonna win, but nope. We've expanded our partnership with the library and now offer a book club, story hour, technology talks, and a lending library. Our partnership with the food pantry has remained, and we have a donation box in the center library, or excuse me, in the center lobby, and folks donate to that very regularly. Civic groups is also another area of partnership. In an effort to increase awareness about the center, Deb Postel and I made presentations to the Rotary, Lions, and Kiwanis Club this spring. As a result of that presentation, we were awarded a grant for $3,000 from the Rotary for center beautification. In addition to offering the funds, they will also offer their time, which is a huge bonus to us to have helping hands to get the projects done. Another area of partnership is the business community. Many local businesses give very generously to this center for center giveaways, for silent auctions, for event raffles. And we're seeking increased ways to partner with the amazing businesses in the Port Washington area and surrounding communities. An example of that was partnering with Karen, the owner of the Spice and Tea Exchange, as a guest speaker for one of our teas. She taught us all things about tea and also brought in samples of teas, and now we have formed a partnership in purchasing tea from her. So it's kind of a shop local, a partner. It's not just asking businesses to give to us, but we're also supporting them. Another partnership to mention is our Chicks with Sticks group. It's our knitting and crocheting group. They take their items to the Port Artisan gift shop in town, and they sell about $8,000 annually in their handmade items and through the gift shop, and they donate all of that money back to the center. And so, you know, it's put right back into programming and services. So that, again, is a total win-win venture. We have strong partnerships with the Grafton and Cedarburg Senior Centers. We held our 30th annual Senior Games this summer. We put on about 20 day trips together and also work on extended travel opportunities together. Another area I'd like to talk about is expanded programming options that have taken place this year. During the past year, we've expanded offerings, given those 7 dimensions of wellness that I mentioned, by some of the newer offerings, one being cardio drumming. That has been a very popular class. Deb Postel can attest how fun that class is. The Zumba, journaling, forest bathing. Game Day is a new weekly offering of a variety of card and board games that we have. 6-part cooking sessions with Elaine, who's a member who loves to cook, who's sharing her talents with us. Movie Matinee is now a monthly feature in various art and craft classes. For presentations and screenings, we've had Mark Baden, the WISN weatherman, Coffee with the Mayor twice, Scams and Frauds from the Bureau of Consumer Protection, Downsizing and Decluttering, Estate Planning from a law firm, Fall Prevention and Balance Assessments, Memory Screenings, Coffee with the Superintendent, Medicare 101, Monthly Lakeside Teas, which always include a speaker that cover a wide variety of interest, as well as tea and dessert to follow. Some of our special events this year, we had a Christmas luncheon with over 90 members attending. The event was held in mid-December, and we had entertainment provided by the Port Washington High School Music Department, and they were amazing. Lunch and raffle prize giveaways. In May, we held a volunteer appreciation luncheon that was a Hawaiian luau themed event at Memories. It was over 90 people attending again, and we recognized over 40 volunteers for their time and dedication at the center. We couldn't do all we do at the center without our amazing volunteers who lead classes, assist in the office, help with special events and projects. And at that event, our senior singers provided entertainment. We had a summer picnic in July. Over 70 members attended that at Veterans Park. Just recently, August 21st, we had Concert in the Park. This was a community and a member event. I estimate we had 160 people attend. The band Our House provided entertainment, and we had ice cream treats donated by a local business. I tried to turn the event a little bit into a opportunity to promote the senior center. So we shared newsletters, had some merch giveaways that I found in the closet. We shared membership information, and I actually had 2 individuals sign up at the event. So it was a win-win. Some of the ongoing classes that we have, in addition to the newer offerings, we have a very active billiards program known as the Green Felt Club. They hold various leagues throughout the year, and as well as open play. We have 4 billiards tables. We have various card groups, cribbage, sheepshead, canasta, and more. We have a very active and growing Mahjong group. Mondays and Fridays, over 20 people attend. And what's really cool too is they take it not only, their friendship and Mahjong playing at the center, but they do things outside of the center as well, which is really neat to see. In addition, we have leagues in horseshoes, bocce ball, and cornhole. Other groups and activities: train dominoes, weed bowling, circuit training, chair yoga, and ceramics, to name a few. And then in terms of the local day trips and extended travel, opportunities for things like fireside performances, Lake Geneva, Brewers, Milwaukee's Symphony, and the ever popular mystery trip that will be coming up in the month of October. We partner with 2 travel companies and offer usually 3 extended travel opportunities per year. So in putting this together tonight, it gave me time to reflect on the happenings of the center, the volunteers, the members, and I wanted to, have a special thank you to the members of the Commission on Aging, who are a very engaged and dedicated group of individuals who have really, I think, the center's best interest. And I want to mention them by name. We have Deb Postel is our chairperson, Alex Reel, Cheryl Roberts, Linda Chalupka, Nick Dudley, Ruth Ann Dybert, and Nanette Riling. So the goals that you have in the charter that was given to you, most of those are included in the progress that we're making in my presentation tonight. But the 2 exceptions to that are developing the standard operating procedures and implementing a data tracking system. The data tracking system is something that we will for sure be implementing to track things like attendance, volunteer hours. It would also allow us to do online registration and allow people to make payments for many of the things that they currently come into the office and do. Our current system is, rather a pen and paper check off that you were there for the day. And this would allow us to know exactly which classes they're attending on what days, and so that we can see the popularity of the classes, and it will help us for just a whole slew of ways. So both of those goals are in progress. So in closing, I want to thank the mayor for all of your support, as well as all of you, to Melissa for her leadership, to the Commission on Aging for their dedication to move the center forward, to the members and to our dedicated volunteers, and to our community. It's a winning combination for sure. And I really can't wait to see what 2026 brings. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderwoman Postel?
Absolutely. We all know that the senior center building itself has challenges, but when Diane began as our center director a year ago, instead of seeing those shortfalls, she saw possibilities. And she brought with her the knowledge that a senior center is so much more than a building. As mentioned, she cleaned and organized, and each area now is more inviting for the members. Her open heart is every day creating a warm and welcoming environment for everyone who enters the building. Through her leadership, she's built a community, one with respect, one with camaraderie, and a really great measurement of her success is the amount of laughter that you hear when you walk in that building. A year ago, did not hear that. I want to thank you, Mr. Mayor, for allowing me the opportunity to serve on Commission on Aging. I'm truly enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to serving, hopefully, for a long time. Thank you.
Yeah, and Diana, thank you on our behalf and Alderwoman Postle. I know that you spend a lot of time over there in support and doing different things. And I was like, when she gives me a call and she's like, we found another closet. I don't know how many closets are in that old church now, a senior center, but there were plenty. So I am grateful for that. And we do have your proclamation. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. I just want to pull some big pieces out of here. Last year at our senior center, we had 12,160 visits in 2024. And as it states in the proclamation, the theme this year of senior centers and community centers is the power of connection. And Diana, we appreciate you hyper accelerating that this past year. And then through your leadership, all the fun stuff that will come. And I'm always happy to come over there and have coffee and do the presentation with our seasoned citizens. And I just really enjoy that. And I would encourage the council to come and watch and participate in that as well, because it's a good time. It's the beauty of democracy. All right, so Diana, we're gonna grab a picture here with you and the proclamation, and then you can commute home. Just stop at Cops on the way back.
Be a good option.
If it's anything that's green or has
I have a cheesecake.
Oh, boy.
I'll just
Thank you.
How about one for free?
Okay, that takes us to standing council committees, general government and finance, consideration of possible action on an original alcohol license for the Plaid Cardinal LLC, DBA Candid Form Boutique. Ashley Hoon is the agent at 215 North Franklin Street. This has been reviewed by the clerk, and the common council is being asked to approve a Class B beer and Class C wine alcohol license for Ashley as the agent. The staff recommendation is to allow this to happen. All required fees have been paid and background records checked, completed, and approved by the police chief. Do you have anything that you want to add? Okay, anyone from committee? Otherwise, I'd be looking for a motion to approve this recommendation.
Motion to approve.
Moved by Alderman Benning. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Alderwoman Postle. Any questions or concerns on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. The next agenda item then is consideration and possible action on ordinance 2025-6, a petition to annex 59.28 acres from the town of Port Washington to the city of Port Washington and assigning a temporary zoning recommendation of I-3, generally located south of Lake Drive and west of Interstate Highway 43. VDC Wisco Realty Investments 2 LLC is the applicant. The issue is the applicant is requesting the council to consider this ordinance approving annexation petition by unanimous approval per state statute, seeking annexation into the city with a temporary zoning designation of I-3 Technology Campus. Sam.
Hello, everyone. This version of the annexation is a 59-acre site kind of in the middle of the data center parcel. There are 0 electors within the site, and it's mostly ag. Again, the town has not agreed not to contest any of these annexations per your agreement, and this is also within the area subject to the development agreement with Vantage Data Centers that you all approved just the other week. This is just a first reading, so we don't have a recommendation tonight. However, this will be on the agenda on the 16th. The rest of the annexations and permanent rezoning items will be on that agenda for a first reading on the 16th. So this one is moving a little bit quicker than the other ones just to allow them to start grading a little bit earlier on the site. This is a prime area kind of in the middle of the site that they'd like to use for that. And then Like I said, the permanent rezonings and the annexations will follow for first reading on the 16th and then later in October. Other than that, this is the same type of situation for annexations that we've seen before. This is within the sanitary sewer amendment area, but we are still working on the update area as well for the areas north of Lake Drive, and the staff recommend approval. Oh, also, sorry, the Plan Commission reviewed this at their meeting the other week and unanimously recommended approval.
Any questions or concerns? It's a first reading, so there is no action this evening. Okay, thank you, Sam. That takes us into new business then. Consideration and possible action on Resolution 2025-12, relocation order for sewer and water easement. Parcel number 1601613002000 and parcel number 1602101000100. As part of the data center project, the city must extend municipal sewer and water for the project to this site, through the site. These extensions will benefit developable properties along the route as well by giving those properties an opportunity to connect to municipal utilities. Two such properties are in the vicinity of 3750 County Road LL, as previously identified, both owned by the North Point Group LLC. This relocation order provides staff with the authority to acquire the necessary easement to install the sewer and water extensions on the edge of the subject's property. All right, it's all yours, Claude.
Your Honor, Alderman, again, I apologize. This is kind of coming late notice, and we're asking for action this evening. All along, working with staff, we talked to this developer, and yep, no problem. We'll give you the easement, no problem. And then all of a sudden, they saw, I think, Vantage in the paper one day. Then we received a letter from their attorney saying, "Well, we're not going to give you the easement anymore. And by the way, we want X, Y, and Z for us to give us that easement." So again, talking with the mayor, obviously Chris Smith couldn't be here tonight, so I'm here kind of representing, and unfortunately, we've done this before. This just starts the process. We'll go out and get an appraisal. It's all fair. It's all equitable. It's just unfortunately that we have to go through this process to get this easement that we need for the sewer. Again, maybe he'll come back. We have not received word yet from the attorney. We thought we might, but who knows? Maybe he'll still come back and they'll come to their senses. Because no matter what we're doing, this is a great opportunity for them, running sewer right through their site. Unfortunately, they're just not ready. That's part of the problem. They don't know where they want their laterals, but yet they want us to put some laterals in. So it just became, quite frankly, that doesn't make any sense, number one. And number two, that's not fair for Vantage or you to be paying for that, quite frankly. This is a huge benefit for them just running these stuff along their property and through their property. So again, we apologize. We're asking for action tonight so we can get this process moving. This part of the project, as we talked about in the development agreement, water there by 1/1/26, sewer shortly to follow afterwards. And part of this, we're gonna put the sewer in right away with the road instead of tearing it up twice. So that's why we need, unfortunately, this easement to keep that process moving forward. We will be back with you on the 16th. We'll have the bid opening prior to that, and we'll bring the bid to you at that point in time on the 16th for your approval to keep this project moving on a very extensive and a short timeline for us. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Claude, one of the questions that had come up from several council members was the multiple times of tearing up roads, easements, et cetera. So I appreciate that you had covered that tonight in your update to us. Otherwise, this is a resolution, resolution that would be passed by the council tonight. Council, if you have any questions about the resolution or concerns or wonderings, now would be the time to ask. Otherwise, I'd be looking for a motion to approve the resolution 2025-12. Mr. Gasper?
Yes, it's probably a little bit beyond just forgetting the easement, but since we're going to be putting a water main in here, and I presume we're not going to want to shut it down for them to connect other T's and crosses, whatever else, are we going to be, if we build this without their blessing or cooperation, are we going to be putting in T's and crosses such where we think it's appropriate and with valves on it so that they will have to match to that so that this will not get shut down when they are constructing? Or
No.
are we, so we're okay with it being shut down for a short period?
Again, had they come back to us and said, hey, listen, we could use some valve here or there, and we're willing to pay for that, we might consider that. We'd or bring it back to you folks and consider that. But again, and the water, technically, we don't need the easement for the water, it's really the sewer.
Okay.
So that's the main purpose right now, is really the sewer project part of this that goes along with that. So again, we're more than happy to work with your residents, please, but they got to work with us. And they got to work with you folks as well. And again, we've talked to staff. I mean, Rob is fully aware of these guys, as is Roger. And again, we thought we had everything. And then all of a sudden, we get an email from their attorney saying, oh, by the way, we're not going to let you have the easement and we want X, Y, and Z. So again, and the problem with doing that, unfortunately, is where's the right place? You just don't know. And again, if they were far enough along, we'd be more than willing to work. And we're still more than willing to work with them. But again, it's got to be at their cost. And I agree, it's cheaper. The road's open. I understand all that. We've done this 1,000 times. But put them to where we think it might make sense, that never usually works.
And Claude, this group is not, they have a preliminary plat, but they don't
all
have
they
a
got.
platted property, so they don't know where roads are, et cetera, correct?
No, just preliminary roads that we got actually from staff that they presented to staff. I don't know how long ago that was, but so that's the same route we're going down as well.
Okay. Any other questions? Alderwoman Postle?
The estimated financial benefit to the property owners for this easement and the utility coming through is roughly how much?
That's really hard to put a number on that, because so what we'll do, we'll have to get it appraised, and we're going to have to get the easement appraised. So the land we're looking for, we'll get that appraised. They have the option to go get their own appraiser, which we have to pay for, by the way, folks. And again, we'll come to terms on that. But the other thing we are telling them is, okay, fine, if we're going down this route, then we're also going to special assess you for putting that sewer in.
Bless you.
So whatever that, linear foot cost is, I don't have those numbers, I'm sorry, with me this evening. I'm sorry.
So I just want to make sure I heard you right, that they will be assessed a cost.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
It will now.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions or concerns? Otherwise, is there anyone willing to make a motion to take on staff's recommendation to approve Resolution 2025-12 for the relocation order for sewer and water easements on two different parcels along County High Road LL?
We'll move.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Alderwoman Miller. Any questions or concerns on the motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, motion carries. That moves us into any final public comments or appearances this evening. Okay, seeing none. Looking for a motion then to convene into closed session per Wisconsin State Statute 19.851G for the purpose of conferring with legal counsel for the governmental body who is rendering oral or written advice concerning strategy to be adopted by the body with respect to litigation in which it is or is likely to become involved. Is there is there a motion for that?
So moved.
I almost asked for a first. There's a motion. Is there a second? Moved and seconded. That is a voice vote. Ward 1, Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4, Ward 5, Ward 6, Ward 7. We are now in closed session. Please clear the chambers. Council, we will meet in our side council conference room.